Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shraddha and I make videos on life in Germany, and today's video is again very important because I get this question frequently, and the most frequently asked question, which is, do I really need to learn the language in order to get the job here in Germany, or is it really mandatory to learn the language? So to answer this question, I will be taking some of the examples, some of my life experiences that I have gained here after living for 2 years here in Germany, as well as I will also share some of the reasons why you should learn the language. I will also share the level up to which you should know the language when you wanting to do the part-time job or permanent job, as well as I will also tell you which level to learn from India and which level you can start learning from here in Germany. So without further ado, let's get started, and do watch this video till the end so that you can understand the importance of German as well as why you should exactly learn the language. In this video, I'm just talking about why you should learn the language, and in my next video, I will be talking about the ways to learn language. I will be sharing some platforms, some YouTubers, and some of the places, online courses which you can take to learn the language. But in this video, I'm just focused on why you should learn the language and what level is required where. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the answer to the question, do I really need to learn the language, or is it mandatory to learn the language in order to get a job in Germany, is no, it is not mandatory, it is not compulsory, and many of the Germans subscribers that I have will argue upon that because, yeah, of course, they're right that if in order to live in Germany, or if you're working here in Germany, or if you are here in Germany, then you should know the German language, because most of the paperwork, most of the offices, everywhere, German is the official language here. So you should know the language, and I do not argue on that, and I completely agree with it, and I do not have any counter statement on why you should not learn the language. But yeah, it is possible to get the job if you do not have any German skills, because there are many job opportunities that you will get when you do not know the German language, but the opportunities that you will get when you know the language is way too higher and the competition is low. So it's the same, like if you know the English language, the competition is way too higher and the efforts are way too higher. If you know the language, the German language, the competition is less, the less is the competition, the efforts are less, but the efforts to learn the language is of course higher. So you need to choose which efforts do you want to put in learning the language or the competition. Okay, so this answers the question whether it is mandatory or compulsory. In order to get the job, you should know the language. Now let's talk about some of the reasons why you should learn the language in spite of getting job or these things. There are many reasons why you should learn the language, and I'm gonna point out now. Number one reason why you should learn the language is in order to integrate or make friends, or in the culture of German, you need to learn the language, because if you know the language, you can communicate better, you can have more friends, you can make friends, you can connect with them. So that is very important thing. Number second is, in order to do the part-time job, you need to know the language, because if you know the language, it is more likely that you will get the part-time jobs, because here getting part-time job is not that easy, it's not that simple. Number third reason why you should know the language or learn language is when you go for internship or anything, again, you have workplace, you have work colleagues with you, and in order to interact with them, or most of the companies have meeting in German language, in order to understand those meetings and communicate with your colleagues, you need to have the language skills. In order to interact during the lunchtime and also feel connected, you need to learn the language. Number fourth reason why you should learn the language is if you are going for the shopping or to the post or to the bank or to the doctors, everyone is not likely to speak with you in English, and most likely they will talk to you in German. So to understand, to communicate, to express yourself, you should know the language. Number fifth reason is if you are looking for permanent residency, or if you are hoping to become a German citizen in coming years or in future years, Of course, you should know the language because it is easier if you know the language. You just have to give a test or pass a test, and the citizenship is or the permanent residency is offered way too easily if you know the language. So these are the 5 reasons why you should, of course, know the language. There are many, many, many reasons. You should not be questioning me this question again, that whether you should know the language, learn the language or not. Now let's talk about which level you should know and which level you should study from India or from Germany. I would suggest as much as you can learn from India, it's better, because when you come here, you are easily able to understand and interact, because so many things will be new for you. And if you know the language, the life becomes easier, of course. But the level of German that you can learn from India is up to at least A2 level, because those are the basic level and you can learn from India. Or you should learn in Germany is, of course, if you target until A2 from India, then B1, B2, C1, these levels you can do in Germany, because the more higher or advanced level it is better to do in the country, because you will be able to communicate with the local people and interact more and learn the language more. So that is again the advantage. And the other thing that I want to touch upon is what level of German you should know when you go for part-time or for internship. So for example, if you're looking for part-time, it is my example. I did not have any language skill and I went for the part-time job to the agency, and I told them that I do not know any language skills or I do not have any skills, and they straight away said no. I'm sorry, we are not looking for someone who do not have the skills, because of course they are supplying you as a service provider to their clients, and if you can't understand, if the client doesn't speak English, how would you communicate? And this miscommunication will lead to bad service and bad name for the agency. So you should understand that learning the language is really important. If you are planning to work here as a part-time student, you need to learn the language. For your part-time job, you need to have at least A2 level so that you can go for part-time jobs and get jobs easily. But for the permanent jobs and those levels, you need at least B2 or C1 level in order to get a good job, a permanent job in Germany. And that's why you should learn the language again. And that is unquestionable why you should learn the language. But still, I would emphasize it that learning language will always pay off. I'm struggling, I'm learning it every day, and that is really important to learn the language. Now I would share some of my personal experiences with the language. The first experience that I had in Germany is very recent. Like, I went for visa extension, for my residence permit extension, and in the appointment letter it was clearly mentioned that if your German is not good, then you should bring a person who can be a translator. So I took my friend because I did not want to take any risk, and although I could understand the conversation there at the office, what the visa or the resident permit officer or the person in the office is telling me which documents he need, or what he's asking me, or what he's wanting to know or want me to do or sign here or whatever. I could understand everything, but still I did not want to take any risk because I was very nervous, and visa and resident permit extension is kind of a hectic thing, and it is kind of a tricky sometimes. So I did not want to take any risk, and I took my friend with me. So these places make you realize the importance of the language. Second incident that I had was way too long back, and it is about the doctors. And once I had very bad stomach and I was vomiting again and again, and at the end I decided, okay, I need to go to see the doctor, and I asked one of my friend. Of course, he knew the language. He was Indian, but he knew the language, and he helped me with the doctor because doctor could not understand any language here. Approximately all doctors, all senior doctor here are 50s or above 50s, and those people do not speak fluent English, and that is the reason why you should learn the language in order to make them understand. And these medical issues or medical related things are quite crucial and critical, so you should not take any risk and take your friend along, or just learn the language, because otherwise it's very difficult to communicate. Third experience that I had was at the post office, where I had to post my really important document, my internship letter, which contract which I had signed and I had to send, and I could not convey that I do not need any envelope, I just want these stamps. And she was giving me the envelope as well as the stamp, and yeah, it was kind of a miscommunication, and you feel very embarrassed at the end when someone gets, kind of mad at you because you do not understand them, or sometimes it's like you cause some inconvenience to them because you're not good in communication or you're not communicative enough, of course. So these things, to avoid these things, you should know the language, and it is really important. And why I'm saying again and again is that working here for a long time, and for long run you should think about long run, and in long run you should know the language because you're planning to stay here for at least 4 5 years. So of course the language is a must. So now I think I have given you the clear picture why you should learn the language and why it is most important. I will talk about ways to learn German in my next video. So through some YouTubers, through some platform, online courses, everything I will talk in my next video. But do keep in mind that learning the language is really important, and give this video a like if you really understood why I'm saying it again and again. And I will see you in my next video. Till then, bye.